This conference will now be recorded.
Good morning, friends. Welcome to GoOnlineTrainings.com. My name is Bhaskar Jogi. I have almost 21 years of experience in the IT industry. I worked for various companies like Patni Computers, Accenture, Infosys, and Daimler Chrysler. A lot of companies, I was involved. So currently, I'm not working anywhere as a full-time guy, but I do, lot of architecting work. I do lot of consulting work, lot of architecting work to the data sides, BI side, especially BI, big data, and completely into Power BI, MS BI, and Azure Stack. So that is where currently I'm working on it. Clear? Now, the question is that why Power BI? Why Power BI is very, very popular nowadays, and who can learn Power BI? And what are the opportunities for me if I learn a Power BI as a fresher? If I am coming from the non-IT background, or I don't have any knowledge, I don't have any knowledge on IT skills, like I don't know the programming, I don't know SQL Server knowledge, I don't know coding. So I am 2000, 8 passed out, 2010 passed out. I'm a BCom guy. I have 10 years of, non-IT experience, or I am a housewife. I don't have any IT skills as of now. I have 10 years of gap. Now, can I enroll for Power BI course? Can I get into IT industry? Lot of questions I'm getting nowadays like that. Or I'm a teacher. I'm a chemistry teacher, maths teacher. So I'm having almost 10 years of gap in the my career. Currently, I'm working for a small school because of a pandemic. I'm not getting good salaries. Can I jump into IT industry? The answer is yes. Anyone can jump into IT industry, but the problem is that many institutions will tell you if you learn Power BI, you will get a job. Okay, so that is completely true. That is completely false as well. Only with Power BI, you don't get into the IT industry, because IT industry people will be paid high salaries when you compare to other industries like pharma industry or banking industry or any other industry, right? So even though you put 3 years of experience in Indian market, I'm telling you will be able to get a 10 lakhs per annum. So approximately 70,000 rupees plus, right? So you will be able to get it. So that is how my students are able to get it. So 70,000 rupees per month is not a small salary for people who are having zero knowledge, or people who are having at least 3 years of experience. They'll put it, and they try to go into the IT industry. The problem is not get into IT industry. The problem is after you get a job, people are not able to understand the requirements. People are not able to code the properly. People are not able to understand many things. The problem is that they're learning only Power BI and jumping into the IT industry. Okay, so that is where the problem is. So if you wanted to get into the IT industry, definitely you will be able to jump, whether you have 10 years of experience or a 12 years of experience or 15 years of experience, doesn't matter. Clear? Whether you're coming from BCom background, botany, zoology background, or MSc chemistry background, or whatever be the background, doesn't matter. But only thing is that, do you have proper skills to get into IT industry? If you learn Power BI, only with Power BI will you get a job. And if you wanted to get into IT industry, what are the things that you need to learn, and what are the plans that our institution is going to give you, and how do you plan yourself? So next 2 to 3 months to get into the IT industry, everything I'm going to be discussing. Clear, guys? So here we are not focusing only on learning of Power BI. End of the day, our focus is on getting into the IT industry with the Power BI knowledge. Okay, if you wanted to learn Power BI, you can learn Power BI anywhere. So that is not here very, very important for us. So with the Power BI knowledge, and how can we jump into IT industry within 2 to 3 months time? So that is our motto. Clear? So if you learn any YouTube videos, they will teach you what is Power BI. Power BI is a good visualization tool. You click there, you click there, you click here, you get the data, you do the data modeling, your Power BI report is ready. So that is not we're going to be learning here. We are going to be learning much more than that. Clear? So that is what is very, very important. So you can easily crack the interviews, right? So if you need any kind of a help, so complete help will be given. So even we're also into complete placements and assistance. Okay, we're also placing the freshers, people who are passed out in 2019, 2020, 2021 from BTech background, and they should have more than 60% of the 10th plus 2 and BTech. They should have they should score more than 60% of the marks. We're placing them, and we're also placing lateral entries like you guys, people who are having non-IT background, they don't have proper skills. We are there to, we can place you in good companies, but the problem is that you have to have the good skills. Without skill, we will not be able to place in any companies. We are not placing in a small companies, we are placing you guys in very, very bigger companies, MNCs, and minimum salary also very good salary in Hyderabad you can get it. So not only in India, but also we have students in the other countries like Canada, then lot of crowd from US, and lot of people from Dubai, Singapore, Malaysia, and UK. Lot of other guys, other students also coming and learning the courses. And unfortunately, we are not able to place them in the other countries. But in India, yes, we are there. We can easily place you guys. But only thing is that you should be able to put next 2 to 3 months time for the learning of Power BI and required skills. That is what is needed. And sir, I don't have experience, how do I get it? Sir, I don't have communication skills, sir, how do I improve? Sir, I don't have coding skills, how do I improve? Sir, I have completed my BTech in 2008, how do I get the job interviews? All these things I'm going to be discussing, so no worries about it. Clear? So anyone can get a job in IT industry, and definitely you have very, very big opportunities. But definitely you cannot underestimate Power BI. So Power BI is not a very, very simple tool. Power BI is very, very simple, but the required other skills also you must learn. So most of the crowd would have seen my previous videos in YouTube. If not, I'll be telling once again what is Power BI and what are the things that you need to learn, and what is the time you required per day to learn Power BI, and what are the softwares that you need to install, and what are the things that you need to practice. Everything we're going to be discussing in next 1 hour. Any clear? Guys, any other questions? Mute. Kusuma, you have any question?
No.
Kusuma Ranjit Kumar, please mute, please mute. Okay, I'm recording this class, right? Please mute. Click on the mute button. Yeah, yeah. Okay, good. So if you have any questions, you can ask me. Otherwise, I'll continue. Clear? So we are going to be learning complete why Power BI, how to how to acquire knowledge in Power BI, Power BI components, Power BI tools for IT, scenario summary, all these things we're going to be covering next 1 month or 1.5 month. So what are the other details I would like to tell you before I start the course? Who can learn this course? Anyone can learn this course. That is the thing. Anyone, people who are graduated, they can learn this course. Clear? And which is hot skill to get into the IT industry. You can easily get into the IT industry. Daily 1 hour class will be there. The timings are fixed, 6:30 a.m. to 7:30 a.m. We have this class, and we have one more Power BI class by one more faculty called Mr. Babu, and he's teaching in Telugu. So Power BI Telugu will be there, and that class will be morning 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock. And if you wanted to get into Telugu class, and he's the faculty, he's going to be teaching in Telugu. So it is, this class will be in completely in English. Okay, so daily videos are going to be recorded, and these videos are shared so that you can download them and you can practice the notes. Clear? So all real-time topics are going to be discussed and covered. We are not a fresher. and we are not, a less experienced guys. More than 15, 20 years of experience faculties are available with goonlinetrainings.com. So you need not worry about this one. And I am assuming that many of the crowd coming from the non-IT background, I'm going to be starting my classes by giving very, very simple examples, and you can easily understand the topic. Clear? CV preparation guidance is given, 24 by 7 lab support will be given. And if you have any kind of a questions after the class, you can share me the screen, or whenever you have a time, you just ping me and sir, this is my doubt I would like to ask you. So you can ask me, or you can take my WhatsApp number. So this is my WhatsApp number, right? So many of them communicated 900007567. This is my WhatsApp number. You can ping me anytime for the technical questions. Okay, so technical questions. So these two my team's number. You can ping them if you wanted to understand what is the payment details, and when to make the payment, how to make the payments. All these things will be given by these two numbers. These are the WhatsApp numbers. You can just ping them. You can ask them if you need any technical, so software to be installed, or if you're not getting daily videos. So if you need any other help, you should be able to reach them. Or if you wanted to make the payment, or if you wanted to need any kind of a other details information, you should be able to take these two numbers and you can just ping them. Clear? If they don't respond, you can just call me, and this is their mail ID. Okay, so info@goonlinetrainings.com mail ID is my for my team, and this is my direct email ID. You can communicate to me anytime, right? So I'm there till you get a job. So after this, we're going to be discussing about project. After this, we're going to be discussing about how to create CVs. We'll be talking about lot of things. Clear? So make sure that these numbers are shared, and all these numbers are WhatsApp numbers. You are there with me till you get a job. Clear? So that is for sure. Now, so CV preparation guidance is provided. We'll be giving sample CVs to create CVs, and we'll be giving minimum 2 to 3 projects to create CV, and how to explain the projects. Everything will be given. So don't worry about it. But only thing is that prerequisite to attend the class, you have to know SQL. SQL is very, very important. Clear? What is SQL? Or people will ask me, what is SQL server, right? So definitely you have to know SQL, or we can say SQL Server coding. This knowledge is important. I already clear. So if somebody says if you know basics of SQL, that is enough. So basics is not enough. You have to know in depth of SQL or SQL Server knowledge is important. So this is also called as RDBMS knowledge. Okay. So what is RDBMS? What is SQL? Everything you will be understanding as part of this course, SQL course, right? So you have to know this. This will be for minimum 45 classes. You must undergo, you must practice. So, and you should also know one more thing, that is MSBI. So Microsoft Business Intelligence. So as part of this, you should know SSIS, right? So actually, let me remove this. So in MSBI, we have SSIS and SSAS. Okay, and we have SSRS. So these are the three tools we have as part of MSBI, Microsoft Business Intelligence. I will explain what is this as well. Clear? So don't worry about this. So you have to know MSBI, SSIS and SSAS and SSRS. So SSIS is an ETL tool. Clear? So which is an ETL tool? We will discuss what is ETL. The next one is analysis tool, and the last one is reporting tool. Clear? So MSBI started in year 2005 by Microsoft. Clear? So we'll understand what is MSBI, and then you can go in for Power BI. Power BI is introduced in 2015. Clear, guys? So all these things are the prerequisites if you wanted to jump into IT industry. So what are the things that you need to know to start your career? So definitely you have to know this knowledge. Okay, so you cannot underestimate SQL, because this is where you have a lot of interviews. 60 to 50 to 60% of the interview questions are going to be asked in this only. Clear? So remember, if you go in for a Power BI interview, they will ask, about SQL or SQL Server, RDBMS knowledge and coding. Clear? Definitely, you should be able to, go and understand this. The next one is called, we have SSIS and SSAS, and we have SSRS. These three tools are called MSBA, Microsoft Business Intelligence. I'll be, discussing what is MSBA in a few minutes. Okay, so you should know SSIS, you should know SSAS tabular model, and instead of SSRS, this is a reporting tool, right? Instead of SSRS, you people can learn Power BI. Power BI is a reporting tool. Clear? So instead of learning SSRS, so what you people have to learn? You people have to learn Power BI. So SSRS will take only 10 days, but Power BI is going to be taking approximately 35 days. Clear? So ETL is SSIS and SSAS is a tabular model that you need to learn. So that we are going to be covering. So in MSBI, you have to get SSIS will take minimum of 1 month course. Clear? And a tabular model will take minimum of 1 week course. Clear? And you should know SQL Server and you should know Power BI as well. Plus, I forgot to tell you, data warehousing is also one more important. That is also I'm going to be including. Clear? So Power BI needs what? Data warehousing. So that is also you have to know. Clear? So you need to plan data warehouse concepts here. So this is also very, very important. Without that, you will not be able to understand many things. But the question is that if I don't know SQL Server, can I start Power BI course? Because already we are discussing Power BI tomorrow, but I don't know SQL Server or SQL knowledge. Can I start the course? You can start the course without having any problem. But only thing is that we don't have SQL live classes now. We don't have. We are telling many people you buy previous batch recorded videos. Clear? So we have some 45 videos are available. You buy all the videos are going to be shared in a Google Drive. Clear? You download one by one, and you start watching daily one video. So this will be addressed. So what is that? We don't have as of now live classes. Clear? So what you do, you buy these videos. So that is what we are telling. And don't say that, I wanted to, learn the basic things. Basic things will not help you. You can buy these videos and daily 1 hour video, you watch it. Clear? And it is very, very important that you take the notes. Clear? And anyhow, so we are going to be starting from today. So this class, right? Daily live class you're going to be attending. Clear? So we'll be discussing, what is data warehousing, what is this one, what is that one. So Power BI, I'm going to be, starting. I'm also taking these live classes. Okay, within 1 or 2 days, we're going to be, starting the data warehousing concepts also. You don't, worry about it. So this is also addressed. Clear? So in as part of Power BI, I'm going to be covering data warehousing. So don't worry about this. So the worry is SQL Server knowledge you must acquire from day one. If you don't have, don't worry. You start purchasing from today or tomorrow. You get the videos, you watch the video, and the SQL Server software also my team is going to be giving. Okay, this software you must install in your computer. Clear? Without SQL Server software, you will not be able to, do the practice. Clear? So you have to get the software from my team. So how to install everything? The help will be provided by my team. Clear? I have given you 2 numbers, right? So you can just call them, you can ask them, you can mail them. They will give you SQL Server software, and SQL Server 2019 version you must be installing, right? So you must be installing. It will take half an hour to 1 hour to install the software. You buy the videos and install the software, and you are ready and do this, right? So anytime you need to watch daily one video and take the notes, and the notes is very, very important. Okay, many people what they do, they switch on the video, they don't learn anything. So that will not give any kind of a knowledge. So that is how we should be able to address this software we're going to be providing. So what is the thing you need to have to install the software? So SQL Server 2019, what software you're going to be installing? SQL Server 2019. So you need to have Windows 10. So what operating system you need to have? Windows 10 you need to have. That's it. Minimum 2 GB of RAM is required. What is the RAM size required? 2 GB of RAM is required to install SQL Server, MSB, data warehousing, everything. 2 GB of RAM will be enough. And any processor can do. Any processor can do. There is no problem at all. Clear? Any problem at all? Any processor is enough. So that is what you need to have. If you don't have a laptop, you have to compulsory buy a laptop or hire a laptop. Without laptop, you cannot become a IT guy. So laptop is important. Okay. If you don't have a laptop, buy desktop. Laptop will be Lenovo laptop 25,000 to 30,000 rupees in India. If you buy a desktop, it will be for some 10-15,000. You will get latest desktop. So 10 to 15,000 rupees you can get it, and very cheaper. So that laptops are, so don't go beyond 30,000 rupees. It is waste of money. So 25,000 rupees to 30,000 rupees you can buy laptop, install the software and everything. Clear? So you can start this, and you can start this as part of Power BI and data warehousing. And as part of Power BI, we're also discussing about this one. So this is also addressed. Now, only thing is that MSBA, sir, I don't have MSBA now. Can I jump into Power BI? Answer is yes. Clear? So Power BI does not need MSBA to learn. So to learn Power BI, MSBA is need not known at this moment. So this you can learn parallelly. So this batch is going to be starting at 8 o'clock. Okay, so daily 8 o'clock, 8 a.m. IST. IST means what? Indian Standard Timing. So this will be at 8 a.m. IST. So we are going to be starting MSBA, and in that we're going to be teaching SSIS and SSAS and SSRS. Okay, these three things will be there in this time. Clear? So you can start MSBA anytime. Okay, so this is the time. So daily, this will be there for 1 month. This will be there for 1 week to 10 days, and this will be there for 10 hours, 10 days. That's it. So these are there at 8 a.m. IST, and this you're going to be buying videos and preparing them. Anyhow, data warehousing and Power BI, we are going to be, taking in this class. Clear? So what I say that you take this and you start with this. Clear? And anyhow, data warehousing and this one I'll be covering in this session, so you need not worry about it. This one, data warehouse and Power BI, anyhow 6:30 to 7:30 we are going to be handling. And MSBA you can start immediately. So after 2 to 3 days I will start this class. So in that we're going to be starting this one. Clear? So you can start, or as of now you can skip MSBA. So once the Power BI is over, so or once the SQL Server is over, you can jump into MSBA. So why we need to learn MSBA? That is because Power BI you can learn independently. Remember this point. Power BI you can learn independently if you have a SQL knowledge and if you have a data warehousing knowledge. You can learn independently. But the thing is that when you apply for a job, Power BI people require MSB. They'll ask you, you should be strong in SSIS and ETL concept. You should be strong in SSAS and DEX concept. You should be strong in this concept. So to crack the interview or to apply for a job, you have to know MSBA. Am I clear? So you need not learn MSBA immediately. Immediately you need not learn. So you can just take a break of 1 month. So now, because now you're going to be starting with SQL Server, and this you buying a videos and practice them. So this will take minimum 1 hour. And data warehousing and Power BI, we are going to be covering live classes morning 6:30 to 7:30 a.m. So that is I'm going to be covering. So these two things are addressed. So number one is SQL Server is addressed, and these two concepts are addressed. So one is that the SSIS and all these things, you know, can wait for some time. Clear? So these classes will be at morning 8 a.m. to IST, but I will be telling the schedules daily. I will be telling the schedules whenever I start these modules. So if you're interested, you can get the meeting ID and start this. Clear? So if you're learning first time, it'll become very heavy. Don't jump into all the courses at a time. Clear? So what you need to start, you need to start SQL Server, and daily one video you watch it. Clear? So you will have approximately 45 videos. How many videos you will get it? 45 videos you will get it. Each video is for 1 hour, right? So you don't start the video and don't watch video 1 hour video at a stretch, and you will feel sleepy, right? You watch for 10 minutes and you buy pen and paper, write the notebook. Video number one notes, video number two notes, right? So you have 1 hour video, you cut that video into 4 parts. Okay, guys, you play only 10-15 minutes video of SQL Server, you watch, you write the notes. If you don't have a mood, you don't watch the video. After some time or in the evening again, you watch another 15 minutes of SQL Server video completed. And it's very important that writing notes, right? If you don't write the notes, simply watching the video will not help anything. You buy paper and pen, buy 200-page long white notebook, video number one notes, video number two notes, video number three notes. Because if you need any clarification, you know that this topic is available in video number three, this topic is available video number 4. So like that, you have to compulsorily, you must write notes, so by the time we complete Power BI, you will also complete SQL Server. And you can also ask me the questions of SQL Server after the Power BI class is over. Sir, I have this question, I have watched your video, so this is what is my question. Sir, can I share my screen? After Power BI class, I will give the time, you can share me your issues, or if any other time also fine. If you have any other time, I'm there, I'm going to be helping. So SQL Server you need to start without fail, guys. Okay, we have SQL Server Telugu and SQL Server English also available, so you can take one of the videos, you should be able to practice them. So day one onwards, anyhow, Power BI is going to start from today and tomorrow. Power BI and data warehouse, I'm going to be taking care. Clear? So once the Power BI is almost done means, then you have a time slot. So 8 o'clock we're going to be having SSIS and SSAS and SSRS, right? So you should be able to jump into this if you want to learn. Clear? So this is what you need to plan, this is what you need to learn. Clear? Only if you learn Power BI can I get a job. You can get a job, but you are a failure candidate. You don't know what is SSIS, what is tabular model cube, what is reporting, what is analysis, what is SQL, and don't jump only Power BI and don't thrown out of the companies. So many people are doing like that. Never do this. So this is what you need to practice. So did you understand clearly? So if you have any other questions, you can just ask me now. Clear?
Yeah,
So
sir.
yeah,
I
tell
have a
me.
question. Is SSAS tabular model is going to cover in Power BI?
Correct. We are going to be covering. So here, yes, we're going to be covering this model as well. Data warehousing will get covered. So in 6:30 only. Clear? And even SSAS tabular model also will get covered in this time only. Clear? So that is also taken care. So there's no problem. But in MSBA, you will be getting in depth of SSIS. So, and if you need SSRS, you can join there. So many people do not need SSRS, and we are going to be covering SSAS in the 6:30 itself. So in MSBA, you will be learning only SSIS. So this will be at morning 8 o'clock anytime. So we don't have SSIS batches now. It will take 1 month to start. Okay, so it will be at 8 a.m. So you don't have any kind of an issues. Very good question you have asked. Okay, so I'm going to be covering Power BI, data warehousing plus SSAS tabular model. I'm going to be covering in the 6:30. So we are going to be discussing all these things in 35 hours to 40 hours of time. Plus we're also covering a DAX. Clear? Data analytical expressions. That is also will get covered. So data warehousing will get covered, Power BI will get covered, DAX will get covered, SSAS tabular model, this is part of actually MSBI, will get covered 6:30 AM course, so you need not worry about. So if you wanted to learn MSBI, so you need to learn only SSIS. This we are going to start 8 AM after 1 month. Clear? So you need not worry about it. Very good question. Yeah. Anything else?
And one more question, sir. Like, is SSRS is necessary to learn? I mean, is it compulsory to learn?
SSRS is not compulsory, but some companies are asking. It is not very complex. If you learn Power BI, SSRS is very, very easy. SSRS is only 10 days course. Okay. If requires, you should be able to learn this course. Otherwise, you can just skip it. So some companies are asking, do you know SSRS? Do you know SSIS? Even today, you open Naukri.com. Okay. What you do? You do some kind of a research. Okay. You know how to go to Naukri.com, right? You go to Naukri.com and say Power BI jobs in India or Power BI jobs in Hyderabad. You just click on that. When you click on that, they will be asking, you must know SSIS, you should know SQL Server, you should know SSRS, you should know Power BI. So they will be asking these things. Okay. So I need not tell. You will come to know that many companies are asking all these technologies. Purely Power BI, you don't get it. Pure Power BI jobs, you don't get it. So you go to Naukri.com, you search yourself. I am not telling anything. You people have to search. Okay. They will be asking what? Power BI knowledge you should have. SQL Server, they'll say SQL and T-SQL, and they'll ask you data warehousing and everything. Clear? So SSES is important, and SSRS is, if you have time, you can plan for this. This is anyhow 10 days course. 10 days course means 1 week course. You need not worry about it. Clear? Very good question. Yeah. Anything else?
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah, tell me.
Are you saying you are going to deliver data warehouse and Power BI in this course, or are you saying this data warehouse is given independently of this course? I don't understand.
This will get covered in this module only. Clear?
In this course, right?
Yeah. Plus a DAX, plus SSAS, tabular model. So all these things will covered in morning 6:30 to 7:30 AM. Am I clear?
So I'm now in the US. What's the time 6:30 means?
So whatever be the timing that you are attending, that is 6:30 AM class, right? This is the time.
This time, right?
Yeah. This is the time.
That means 9:30 Eastern time in the US, right?
Correct. Eastern time.
Okay.
Guys, am I clear? But you should know that SSAS is not part of Power BI. SSAS is part of what? MSB. I'll tell you what is MSB and everything. Don't worry about it. And so the main topic is you're going to be, leaving, that is SSIS. This you can learn 8 AM, and this is going to start after 1 month. Am I clear? And if you wanted to learn, you can also plan for this. The timing is 8 AM. Clear? So that is what. Otherwise, you can just start with the 6:30. Everything will get covered in this time. But definitely, parallelly, what is that you need to learn? So this is very, very important, that you need to buy videos and you need to learn. If you get any kind of a questions, there after Power BI class or any other time, if you are free, and if I am free, just ping me, sir. I have a question. I would like to share my screen. I'm working on SQL Server. I bought your videos. I would like to show you my coding. I would like to get this answered. So we will definitely, I'll spend some time with you guys, and you will be able to get the answer. So SQL Server will get addressed there. Clear? So you have this parallel you need to prepare, and this is we're going to be working on this. There is no issue. Only thing is that you need to learn MSBA, SSIS. This will take 30 days. What is the time duration to learn this? 30 hours. Clear? SSRS is for the 10 days. Clear? So this is the course that you can plan anytime after 1 month. So the timing would be 8 AM IST. Am I clear, guys? Okay.
Hi, sir. I have one question.
Tell me.
Sir, can we expect a huge period good package as a SQL developer?
No. SQL Server is completely gone. SQL Server Oracle technologies are gone. You cannot get, okay? You cannot get good package in SQL and SQL Server and Oracle. So that is gone. Clear? Yeah. Am I clear? Only SQL Server Oracle, you cannot get a job also nowadays. All the people are slowly migrating to MS Power BI, Hadoop and this one. Am I clear? Yeah. Please mute, guys. Somebody is unmuted. Yeah. Any other question? So
Sir,
people who
in terms of
SQL Server and
development,
Oracle.
will BI will work, sir?
Pardon?
Sir, while coming to development, database development, will BI will be helpful for development, database development, sir?
No, BI is not for the database development. BI for data analysis. Lot of database developments have been already happened. Clear?
Yes.
So lot of
Okay.
databases are available, data available already. So BI tools are used to analyze the data. Clear? So last 20 to 30 years, companies are developing SQL. So SQL development is not so much nowadays because already data being placed into the SQL and Oracle databases. People wanted to perform data analytics with the help of BI technologies. Am I clear? So that's what.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay,
Also,
guys.
I have a
Yeah, tell
question.
me.
Does Power BI as an ETL tool like the extraction, transform, and loading tool?
No, Power BI is not a ETL tool. Power BI is reporting tool. I did not cover that. So MS BI has that ETL and everything. Yeah. Tell me.
Hi, Bhaskar. Sorry, I missed the class. We had a power cut here, so I just joined. So, did we cover any, core new things, or it's
No,
just
nothing. I'm discussing about the course details. So we did
goes
not.
it?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So from tomorrow we'll be covering. Okay,
Guys, yeah, am I clear? So ETL is completely, comes with MS BI, and we'll be discussing about a lot of other things as a Power BI as well. Even Power BI, we have some ETL concept, but that ETL is completely different than this ETL. Clear? So that we're going to be, referring. So guys, yeah, am I clear? Yeah, tell me.
Sir, when will be started the Power BI classes, sir?
From now, I'll be starting from today. Okay, I'll be giving classes will start from today itself. Yeah, it will be there. So this is the demo. So I'll be starting regularly. Clear? So same time, same period, you can use it. Okay. So if you are clear with this, now I'll start with what is BI and what is SQL and everything. So let us start with what is BI.
Can we record the session, sir?
Already recording is going on.
I mean, we participants, can you record it?
No, you cannot. Participants cannot record the class. I'll be sharing the videos, right? So that's what I told you. So videos are going to be shared to the students on daily basis. Clear? So you need not record anything. You need not take anything. So I'll be giving this video. You can just download them and keep it with you on daily basis. Clear? If you have any kind of a question, you should be able to follow them.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, tell me.
Sir, is it necessary to have knowledge of SSIS before for SSAS? Means
No,
for
that is not
analysis.
not like that. Clear? So MSBI skills are not required. So MSBI is also having 3 tools, right? So is it necessary to have SSIS to learn SSIS? It is not like that. Clear? These are independent modules. You can learn SSRS first. You can learn AS later. And you can learn SSIS later. So what is a prerequisite? SQL is prerequisite to learn MSBI or Power BI or data warehousing. Clear? To learn MSBI, data warehousing, Power BI, what is important? SQL is very, very important. And after SQL, you can learn Power BI, or after SQL, you can learn data warehouse, or after SQL, you can learn SSRS. After SQL, you can learn tabular model. So anything you can learn. Clear? So MSBI you can learn anytime. So after Power BI you can learn SSRS. After Power BI, you can learn SSIS, and after SSRS, you can learn SSIS. So there is no, dependency. What is the dependency? SQL Server is
SQL.
the dependency. That you need to know. Clear? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Very good.
Thank you, sir.
Very nice. Clear. So let us understand what is a business intelligence, why this become so popular. Okay, before understanding BI, we have to understand the data, because if you wanted to create a reports, or if you wanted to create a business intelligence, all the business intelligence application needs a data. Clear? So all people going to be needing what? Data. So let us understand data always. So I'll be covering MSBA demo in this, as well as Power BI demo. We don't have as MSBA separate demo, guys. You can get MSBA, Power BI, and bit of Hadoop, big data, and data science. Most of them I'm going to be covering. You just understand. Clear? If you need only MSBA classes, so 8 a.m. you need to attend. If you need Power BI classes, you need to attend at 6:30 a.m. So new, MSBA class will start after a few days. I will let you know, but new SSIS batch will start after 1 month. Be clear on this. So you need to understand, data. If you wanted to understand business intelligence, you have to understand the data. So as I would have given in the many demos, Microsoft got a question from one of the journalists in America. So what is the meaning of data? Microsoft says data is a currency today. What is the answer Microsoft told to the journalist? So data is a currency today. If you have so much of a data, you're so rich in this world. For example, WhatsApp. WhatsApp has data. They're not selling anything directly to you. Are they selling anything to you? But Amazon is selling some products. Flipkart is selling some products. Netflix is selling some kind of a subscriptions. Clear? So, but Flipkart.com, Google.com is not selling anything to you. But how come they are very, very rich in this world? Because they have a data. Clear? So currency today, data is currency today, or data is fuel today to run your business. Clear? So this is what the abbreviation told by Microsoft. Clear? And the same question asked to the Google, what do you mean by data? Okay, so Google says that data is everything today. Whatever you think of, that is data, data, data today. I wanted to think about robotics today, that is data. I wanted to talk about, driverless cars today, data. I would like to talk about predictions today, data. I would like to talk about healthcare applications today, data. So data is everything today. That is what Google is saying. For example, the data can tell you how you're going to be getting a heart attack. The data can tell you when you're going to become a diabetic patient. Clear? The data can tell you from your body when is the kidney is going to be can fail, when the heart can fail. So lot of things can be derived, can be predicted today with the help of your past data. Clear? So that is what is very, very important. So we're talking about a driverless cars. Drivers are not needed to drive the car, but how the cars going to be working on this basis. So they will get a lot of data, they will get a lot of images, they'll get a lot of pictures, they'll get a lot of sounds, they'll get a lot of data. Using the data, without a driver, you should be able to run your cars. They need so much of a data to drive the car. So all these things are going to be happening because of what? Data, data, data. We're talking about artificial intelligence. We're talking about robotics. We're talking about machine learning algorithms. We're talking about data science algorithms. Clear? So all these things are becoming so popular today because of only one guy, that is data, data, data. Clear? So lot of opportunities worldwide if you're be with the data, data side. Clear? So many IT engineers will work with the data side, and a lot of other IT engineers will work with the process side. For example, I wanted to learn Java, I wanted to learn .NET, I would like to learn C language, I wanted to learn Python language. All these are languages. Languages are going to be working towards the process. Clear? So we are not going to be working with the process side, we are going to be working towards the data side. Clear? So data ETL tools RDBMS tools, SQL tools, reporting tools, BA tools, data warehousing tools, all these tools are going to be working with data, and you have much more, higher, salaries in the data, engineers, and much more opportunities for the data engineers, and much more job opportunities for the data engineers, and less, coding to learn, and which are very, very hot skill into the market. Clear? People who are learning Java will take 2 years to learn, but learning Power BI maximum 2 months. Java has so much of a coding. .NET has so much of a coding, but you need to learn at least 20 to 30% of the coding. Clear? Java people, .NET people also should learn SQL Server, Oracle. Without SQL knowledge, Java, Python, or SQL Server, without SQL knowledge, Java people cannot work, Python people cannot work, .NET people cannot work. Again, they need to learn SQL to get the data and process the data in the language side. Clear? So data engineers are highly paid, guys, and very, very, high, hot skills into the market, and you should be able to complete a training in a 2 to 3 months time, and you will get paid more than the Java developers are paid, or .NET developers are paid. Clear? Because these are not the languages, all of them are called tools. Power BI is a tool, MSBA is a tool. Clear? SQL Server is a tool. These are not languages. Okay, what is a tool and what is a language? Slowly we will discuss, don't worry about it. Clear? So now the question is, what is the size of the data that you have it? Clear? Every company will have a data, right? I have data. GoOnlineTrainings.com is having data. Amazon company is also having data. So like, Citibank is also having data. Netflix.com is also having data. So Walmart is also having data. Lot of data, everybody has it. The question is that what is the size of the data that you have? That is very, very important. Now, so I'm talking about my company. I'm getting only megabytes of data. What is the meaning of this? The meaning is, every month I will be able to get some 500 to 1000 inquiries. People will call me, sir, do you have MSBA? Sir, do you have Java course? Sir, do you have Python course? Sir, do you have Power BI course? Sir, do you have SSIS course? Sir, do you have this course, that course? What my team is going to be doing, my team is storing all the data in Excel sheet. Clear? So how are we storing the data? We are storing like this: serial number, date of inquiry, student name, what is the course required, and what is the phone number, and what is the email ID, and from where is calling from. Is it from India? Is it from America? So we are creating this kind of an Excel sheet, and we are, storing the data. Clear? So what is the, data we'll be getting it every month, approximately 5 MB of data, approximately 1000 inquiries. So for example, somebody called me today. I will say, today is what? June 1st, right? So today is June 1st. So somebody called me today. Somebody called me today, and they told me, sir, my name is John. I am from US. I wanted to attend. I wanted to know for Power BI, PBI, and I wanted to learn SQL, phone number. Some phone number he will give me, some email ID will give me, and he is calling from US. Clear? So I have some data here. Then I will be able to call. I'm able to get one more, inquiry today again from, let us say, Ram from India. You wanted to inquire for MSBA, some phone number, some email ID is calling from my own city. Clear? So all this data we should be able to store where? In Excel itself. Clear? When you have so much of it, when you have little amount of data, which software we can use? Excel software we can use. We are going to be storing the data. We are going to be storing the data. As a company, I'm going to be storing the data, and end of the month, I wanted to also process my data. So my team is having a sheet called students here, and a sheet called summary. Okay, so what they do, they create a summary report like this. So this year is 2021. Okay, my subordinates, my accountant, or my front office guys going to be preparing a sheet like this. March, so April and May and June, like that, they will be creating some report. So in the June, how many people have inquired for SQL Server? How many people have inquired for Power BI? How many people have inquired for MSBI? How many people have inquired for Python course, right? How many people have inquired for Java? So this is one summary my team is going to be creating every month. Clear? So yesterday they have completed May month. Today is June in India, right? So I wanted to understand end of the month. I'm the CEO of the company. So I don't need this kind of a data. This is what is called raw data, detailed data. So as a CEO of the company, I don't need this kind of a data. What I need a summary. I wanted to know how many people last month inquired. So my team is telling me, sir, 200 people have inquired for SQL. And Power BI, we got 800 inquiries. For MSBI, we got 900 inquiries. For Python, we got 450 inquiries, and Java we got 120 inquiries. Clear? So this is the report they are going to be giving me because today is June 1st. Okay. Today also I got lot of inquiries. The previous data they would have stored and all the using the previous data. So this is the detailed data. Using detailed data, I cannot understand as a CEO of the company, or I cannot understand as the head of the company. So what I need a summary. Who's going to be creating this summary? This summary will be created by one of my front office guys, or the people who are part of operations team, people who are part of administration team. So they are going to be creating. Now what I do, I will also compare. So last month, April month also they would have given, right? In April month I got 120 inquiries. In Power BI I got 670 inquiries. In MSBI, we got, let us say, 700 inquiries. In Python, we got, let us say, 900 inquiries. In Java, we got some 100 inquiries, right? So what I do, every month they will be filling this sheet. So what I do, by looking at the data, I compare this. I compare and I create lot of visualizations. Then I'll compare. Okay, so April month we got 120 and May month we got 200. Very good, very good. So number of inquiries are more. And Power BI April month we got 670 and this month we got more. Very good, very good. So I can understand these two figures. Then I can understand how my business is growing. So we knew that we got 700 inquiries. It is now 900. So there is a drop in this. By understanding these numbers, as a CEO of the company, I can easily understand that these courses are doing fantastically fine, and there is a drop in these courses because I had 900, but now I'm getting only this. What is the reason for it? Is it Python is not doing very well because the market is not wanted to have Python course, or my institution is not doing very well? Probably because everybody is saying Python is not so good in goonlinetrainings.com. You don't go there. So that is where I need to fix. Okay, I have to change the faculty, or I have to do something about the course because I would like to get more and more inquiries. Clear? So what is a data analytics? Clear? Now we are talking about the data. Now I am talking about data analytics. Clear? Data analytics is also called as a business intelligence. These are synonyms. So data analytics means understanding, okay, understanding the past by creating this kind of a summary report. Clear? So end of the day, I wanted to create some kind of a report. So if I know only Excel, so what I do, I simply go here. I will be able to create a beautiful visualizations like this. Clear? Now, without knowing anything, I am not a technical guy. I know only Excel. Okay. So they're telling this is the May, this is April data. So it is giving you the data like this. Clear? It is going to give you some kind of a visualizations. Or I don't like this visualization, I'll ask my team to create some other visualization. Clear, guys? So I would like to take this data and I would like to go to insert. Now I would like to go here and create a beautiful visualization. Now it is telling me this kind of a beautiful visualization. SQL Server is booming. Power BI is also booming. This is the last month, this is the current month. MS BI is also booming like anything, growing, and Python is not at all growing. PyPal is at least we lost the opportunities. Half of the opportunities I lost at Java, so there is an increment. Clear? So by using this visualization, so actual data is this data. Actual data is this data. My team is created this kind of a number report, and using this number, I am not so happy, and I asked my team, can you create a chart? So creating a charting is called a data visualization. Clear? So you will be given with this kind of a detailed data, and you are going to be creating this kind of a summary. And after creating a summary, what you do, you create a lot of data visualizations. Okay, so why visualization? Because anybody can easily understand, that's it, nothing else. If we have some diagram, easily we can understand. So I don't, I hate the numbers, but I love this. Okay, I easily knew that. Okay, in SQL there is a growth, in Power BI there is a growth, so MS BI there is a growth, but Python the growth is very, very bad. So this is what is called 450. This is what is called, you have 900, the value is 900. So this is a Java. Clear? So if I wanted to take a decisions, I should be able to glance through my data less than 30 seconds. Now tell me, even though I have so much of a data here, I'm talking about only 2 rows, but I'm talking about when you have so much of a data, end of the day, the companies wanted to see the data like this. For example, this I'm having only hundreds, 200s like that, right? But think about Amazon company data, think about Walmart sales data. They will be able to get the data in millions and billions of dollars. Clear? So end of the day, the CEO of the company, management of the company wanted to see this kind of a visualizations. Clear? So this is what is we're going to be doing with the Power BI with the help of a reporting tool. Clear? So if you wanted to create a report, or if you wanted to create a beautiful visualization, the number one reporting tool is called Excel. Excel is very, very good reporting tool, but lot of things you cannot automate it. Lot of things you need to do it manually. Lot of things we cannot we cannot do on a repeatedly. So that is what is the minus problem. That is what is the minus of Excel data. And Excel also cannot store large amount of data, right? So I have thousands inquiries or 2000 inquiries. I should be able to store the data. Again, manually somebody has to create this kind of a summary report. Okay, so this summary is called as nowadays, this summary is called as a dashboard. Clear? So people will be saying, so I would like to create a dashboard and I would like to create a nice report. How do I create a report in this Excel sheet? I simply go here. I will be able to click on the column chart and choose anything, whatever you would like to choose. So choose something like this. Report is created. Great. Creating a report anybody can do without knowing. Without knowing what? Without knowing any SQL knowledge, without knowing any Power BI knowledge, without knowing any technical knowledge, anybody can create a beautiful reports. Clear? So Power BI, listen to me clearly, Power BI is advanced version of Excel only. Clear? So Power BI is advanced version of Excel only. That is what you should understand. That means in Excel sheet, we are able to create a lot of reports. Now I am a BCom guy. For example, my wife is doing a small business. End of the day, my wife wanted to create a report like this. I will teach her in Excel. You go, you put the data here, and you create one more sheet. You do the calculations and put the data here, and you create a report like this. your data analytics is done, you can understand how the data is happening, how the business is happening. So this is what is called a visualization. Clear? So I am able to store the data. I am able to create a beautiful dashboard. Numbers I can see here, and with the help of a numbers, I can create a lot of dashboards. All these things, who's going to be creating? Not a technical person, non-technical person like my father and my mother, right? A manager in the company. Manager is not a technical guy. He would have completed his MBA, right? He knows only the Excel sheets, right? So they don't know anything. Anybody can easily get the data. They can create a beautiful report of Excel sheets. Now Power BI is a completely advanced version of Excel sheets. That's what you need to understand as a layman. Have you understood clearly what is that we're going to be doing in Power BI? We are going to be storing the data like this. Excel is storing the data. We can also store the data in Power BI, and we can create a beautiful reports. And lot of automation cannot be done with the help of Excel, but that kind of automation can be done with the Power BI. So what is that we're going to be doing with the Power BI? So we are going to be creating this kind of visualizations. Clear? So this is what is called a dashboard. This is what is called a summary dashboard. Dashboard numbers we can see like this, but I don't want to see the numbers. I would like to have lot of other things, lot of visualizations I can have it. So any non-technical people also can use and then create a beautiful dashboards. These dashboards can give it to the team. The people can perform what is called data analytics. So what is a data analytics means? Understanding the past, because I am now in month of June. I can simply go and delete. So press delete button. This is gone. A month of June, I wanted to understand what the sales happened in month of April and month of June. This is one summary. So number of inquiries. I can create one more summary. So what is the amount I have received? So I can create. So this is the number of inquiries, a summary. So how many inquiries I'm getting every month? Clear? So here I wanted to have, so what is the amount collected? So amount received. So that is what one more summary. In SQL, I have received, let us say, 20,000. Okay. Here I have received, let us say, 100,000. In this, I have received, let us say, 300,000. In this, I have received 5,000. So lakhs. So whatever you would like to give, you can give like this. Okay, so all these are the numbers in terms of amount I have received. Clear? So this is the number of inquiries he got it. I will create one summary report. This is the number of inquiries, and my team will be creating one more report. Number of students joined. Okay, so a company needs various reports. Company needs various reports. I got 120. Out of 120, 98 people have joined. Out of 200, let us say, 67 people have joined. Out of 670, 600 people have joined. Out of 800, let us say, 790 people have joined. So these numbers also I wanted to have and to understand. Number of students is joined, number of inquiries we got it every month I'm having, and what is the amount collected every month. So these are the different reports I'm able to have it. So this is what is my data. Clear? So using this data, a company wanted to have different kind of reports. Now, if you have little amount of data, manually you should be able to go and count. Is asking for PBI 1, is asking for MSBI 1. So you can do the manual counting. This is what is called processing I'm talking about. Clear? So processing is going to be done manually. Am I clear? So end of the day, my team is storing the data, my team is processing the data. Are you with me? And they're also creating a lot of processing. They're creating dashboards or summary. Every month end, I will be able to get a beautiful report. Now, by using the report, I can understand how my business is happening. How many people are going to be joining? How many people have joined? What is the revenue? from the last month and this month. Clear? So understanding the past is called data analytics or business intelligence. Clear? We have one more now, that is what is called data science. Data science is, it is not understanding the past. Data science is planning for the future. Planning for the future. So it is completely predictions. Clear? So what data science can do? Data science is also called as artificial intelligence, is also called as machine learning. It was also called as a data mining. Okay, if you go 10 years back, people will be getting a subject called data mining. Data mining was called as machine learning, artificial intelligence, data science. If you have a data, I should be able to predict. For example, I have this data. I wanted to predict what would be my or what would be my inquiries. Okay, in month of June, what would be my inquiries in month of July? Like that, I can predict. So predictions are going to be done with the data science, but definitely I have to supply the old data by seeing the May data, by seeing the May month data, June month data, or April month data, April and May data. I can predict something. So the predictions can be done with the help of a data science applications. Clear? So data analytics means understanding the past. Data science means what? Planning for the future or the predictions. So both needs what kind of a data? Both needs historical data. Remember this point, old data. Okay, so old data you have to give. So based on this data, we should be able to predict. So we can do the understanding the past and planning for the future is called predictions, is going to be the data science, or called as artificial intelligence and machine learning and everything. If you wanted to go into this path, you have to learn Python, you have to know SQL, right? You have to learn machine learning, artificial intelligence, so deep learning, neural networks. So a lot of things are available here. So you need to learn all these things if you wanted to get into this, SQL, and you should know data warehousing. Lot of things you need to know, but you need to learn Python is a language. Clear? Then you need to know SQL programming. You should know, then data warehousing concept, then machine learning, artificial intelligence, lot of things you need to learn. This is a completely 2 years course. Okay, not so simple, not so easy. Data science is very, very complicated, very, very complicated. Here we are going to be learning, either you can go in for MSBA, or you can go in for a Power BI, or you can go in for a tools like Tableau, or we have lot of other tools, SAS BA, lot of BA tools, OBA tools are available. You should be able to learn this kind of a tools, and any tool you learn, it will be 2 months course. Clear? But you should learn, what is that you should learn? You should learn SQL and data warehousing knowledge you need to have. So most of the time, so this is what is very, very important. Clear? So don't jump into data science because everybody is saying data science is very, very hard skills. So you cannot learn. You maximum you can learn Python. Python is a simple language. Only with Python, you are not going to be completing data science. You need to know machine learning, artificial intelligence. You know, so here, a deep learning, neural networks. This is, it's very complicated. Stats and mathematics is taken into the consideration. It is very, very complex programs. If you wanted to attend, you can attend a couple of YouTube videos. You can watch them. It's very, very complicated. So data mining, and you need to know good maths and good stats background. People can go into that, and it's not so easy because many companies wanted to sell their data science course. They'll be giving lots of ads, but when you start the course, you need to put lot of efforts. It's not so easy to jump into the IT industry with the data science. But with the data business intelligence and data analytical application, you should be able to learn these kind of a courses. Then you should be able to jump into the IT industry very, very easily. Yeah, am I clear now? I told you, if I have a data in megabytes, I should be able to store the data in Excel, process the data in Excel. So I have much more data. Think about Amazon company. Amazon company daily they're getting GBs of data. So they're getting daily thousands of rows, millions of data, right? So they'll be getting 100,000 data. So this is what is called as, lakhs of data. Lakhs of data, they'll be getting it. So can they store their data in Excel? They cannot store the data. If we have GBs of data, I cannot store the data in Excel sheets, right? This is what is called a raw data or called as a detailed data. So I cannot store. Amazon company or Citibank company or State Bank of India will be getting lots of data. A lot of people will be depositing the cash, withdrawing the cash, making the loan payments into the banking. A lot of people are going for the loans. A lot of people are paying the, buying the mutual funds, share market data. Lot of data the companies are storing. So the company cannot put all the data into Excel. So they need a dedicated software. What software we're going to be using? We are going to be using SQL software. This is the need for RDBMS. It is also called as SQL Structured Query Language. It is also called as RDBMS softwares. Clear? Relational database management system softwares to store only the data. They cannot do anything. Who's going to be processing the data? For the processing purpose, we are going to be using language. Clear? So I have processed the data here manually, right? So what is the total number of inquiries I got? So when you have so much of a data and the processing cannot be done manually, so you need to use a software. What software you can use? Any kind of a language you can use. Clear? When you have so much of a data every day, every month I'm getting GBs of data. Every month I'm getting 10 million data, 20 million data. So 100 GB of data, 200 GB of data. Every month Amazon company is going to be getting it. Where is the data stored? In SQL software. What are the popular SQL softwares are available? Oracle. Oracle is a SQL software. Okay. Microsoft SQL Server. It is also SQL software. Then we have MySQL. It is also SQL software, and we have Teradata. Clear? And we have Netezza. Clear? And we have PostgreSQL. Clear? Like that, we have DB2. DB2 from IBM. Clear? So this is from IBM company, and all these softwares are called as what? RDBMS softwares. Clear? So RDBMS, RDBMS invented in 1970s. This knowledge is RDBMS is invented in 1970s. So you can use Oracle. Oracle is a SQL software. SQL Server is also from Microsoft. Clear? So Microsoft, it is also can be used. What is it can do? It can store the data. Clear? So what is a Oracle? Oracle is a bank, or you can say tank. Clear? So you have a tanks, right? You have a water tanks, you have a blood banks, you have gold banks. So if you wanted to put lot of gold, you need to have a gold bank. If you wanted to deposit the cash, you have to go to the normal bank. You have to put lot of the blood, you need to go to the blood bank. I have to put lot of data, you have to go to the data bank. So data banks are called as SQL server, SQL softwares. Clear? So Oracle is a data bank, SQL server is a data bank, MySQL is a data bank, Teradata is a data bank. So all these are called as what? It can store unlimited large amount of data of the company. What are these? These are called banks, or you can say tanks. You have a tank where you can put a lot of water, right? So it is a water tank. So what is Oracle? Oracle is a bigger tank, or you can say godown. Clear? So you have a Food Corporation of India godowns. You have a lot of godowns are available where you can store large amount of items. Clear? So Oracle is called as a godown. SQL Server is one more godown. MySQL is one more godown or a tank. Teradata is one more company's go down. Netezza is one more company's go down. Postgre is one more company go down. So all these are different go downs or tanks or data banks or whatever you would like to call them, you call them. SQL means it can store large amount of data. That is what you should know. Okay, as a a layman, what is SQL? SQL can store large amount of data. If you have a lot of blood, where are you going to store? Will you be storing in your kitchen? No, you need to have a blood bank, right? So you cannot store the blood in your fridge, in your kitchen. You have to have a proper blood bank where a lot of procedures are available. You're going to be storing the complete blood over there, right? So like that, to store the data, a lot of things that you need to understand. All these things will be part of RDBMS concepts. Clear? So to store the data, large amount of data, you must know SQL knowledge. So you need to learn either Oracle or SQL Server. This you need to know in depth so that you will understand. But who's going to be processing the data? If I store the data, this is detailed data I can store like this. But who's going to be creating this kind of a summary kind of a reports? So that can be done with the help of a language. What language I can do? Any language. We can use Java. Java is a language. We can use a .NET. You can use a Python language. You can use, or you can use Android. So any language you can use, and you need to write so much of a coding here so that you should be able to process the data when you have GBs of data. Clear? If I go to Amazon.com, clear? So this is what is called Amazon.com, right? I wanted to buy some items. So do you know how the data is going to be stored? For example, I wanted to buy this product. I click on this. Clear? So I click on this. Now I like this. I wanted to go in for this product. So I would like to buy this product. I choose something and I make the payment, right? So when I click on buy, it is going to be asking my user ID and password and everything. I'll be making the payment, right? What is the amount I made, and using which mode? Credit card, debit card, EMIs. So what is that? The amount is got credited to them. So everything will get recorded. Where all the data is going to be recorded in one of these servers only. Clear? So this is a website. Website cannot store the data. So where is the data getting stored? So when you register yourself in Amazon company, Amazon is storing all the data where? In a database. Clear? A data bank. So they may be using SQL Server, they may be using Oracle, they may be using one of these softwares. So whenever you change your mobile phone number, the data will go to this and getting stored. Whenever you buy a product, whenever you cancel a product, all the data will get recorded through this website to the backend. Those RDBMS softwares only, that you should know. Clear, guys? Now, if I have so much of a data, I can handle like this. But I have not gigabytes of data. I have terabytes of data. The company is getting it. Clear? So not a simple lakhs, we are getting millions of data. 1 million is equivalent to 10 lakhs, right? 1 million is equals to 10 lakhs. Millions of data I'm going to be getting. So how can I store it? So definitely you will not be able to store like this. We need to use different softwares called data warehousing softwares. Clear? You have so much of a data that I would like to store. The data I'm getting in terabytes. Clear? So here I'm getting in gigabytes. If I wanted to store this kind of a data, I have to use terabytes. So data warehousing softwares I need to store for the data storing. Here, instead of a language, we are going to be using BI softwares or BI tools to process the data. Am I clear? So BI tools are invented because language means you need to write so much of a code. People said you have so much of a data, terabytes of data, I have it here. So I'm storing all the data into the data warehousing softwares and data warehousing machines. Now how do I process the data? You want me to again write Java code, .NET code, and IT company says no, you don't write any Java, .NET, so much of a code, don't write. We are going to be giving you a easy software. The easy software is called as a BI softwares, business intelligence softwares. So what is a data warehouse? If you ask me, warehouse means what? Warehouse means go down, right? Warehouse. I have a vegetable warehouse. I have a fruit warehouse. I have a rice warehouse. Warehouse means go down. So bigger go downs. So where instead of a fruits, what you're putting data. So it will become a data warehouse. Clear? So you need to understand what is a warehouse. Warehouse means a bigger machine, very bigger machine, very big hardware. You need to buy it. Clear? But what software you will be running? Very bigger hardware. Plus you need to have SQL Server software only in that. Remember this. For example, I buy my laptop. What is my laptop? Configuration. If you ask me my laptop configuration, I'll go here, right click on this. I'll go to see. I have 200 GB. I have 500 GB. I have 400 GB. Approximately 1.2 terabyte of hard disk. Plus, I go to properties. I will tell you what is the RAM. 4 GB of RAM I have, and I have i5 processor. Clear? Lenovo laptop I am buying, and Windows 10 is installed. Clear? So now in this machine, if I install this software, what software I'm talking about? I'm talking about a software like Oracle, SQL Server, anything I can install in my laptop, right? So people will say this is having SQL Server software. Bhaskar sir is having in in his machine SQL Server software. Bhaskar sir is having Oracle software. Because I have installed Oracle, I can store data. But what I do, I buy very bigger hardware like 100 terabyte of hard disk, 1000 GB of RAM, and 1000 processors are running, and inside I'm installing SQL Server software. SQL means I may install Oracle, I may install SQL Server, I may install Teradata, all these softwares. So this machine is called as data warehousing machine. Clear? So data warehousing means hardware wise too big, software wise same software. Remember this point. Clear? So you have a bucket, right? Bucket is capable of storing 30 liter of water, and you have a 5000 liter of tank. So what is the difference between both? So tank is also made up of plastic, and bucket is also made up of plastic. But what is the difference? Why are you calling that as a tank? Why are we calling this as a bucket? Because the size is smaller. Clear? When the hardware is 1 terabyte or lesser than that, we'll be saying, array, in my laptop I have installed Oracle, I have installed SQL Server, I can accommodate only less than 1 terabyte of data or less data. But if I buy a bigger hardware, if I install any software, that machine will be called as a data warehousing machine. Warehouse means bigger, go down. Clear? So what size of a data you're going to be having? You're going to be having terabytes of data. You assume every month Amazon company is getting every month, Amazon cutting every month 2 GB of data per month. Okay, approximately Amazon is getting 50 million data per month. Okay, what is the size of the data? 200 GB of data they're getting it, right? So 200 GB in 1 year, 200 into 1 year means 12 months. So in 1 year it will become 2.4 terabytes of data. Clear? 2.4 terabytes of data. It is for 1 year. 1 year. So I am talking about, I would like to store 10 years of data. I cannot delete old data, right? 10 years means what? 10 years means 2.4 terabytes into 10 years. So what is the size? 24 terabyte of data. Where can I store? Can I store in my laptop? So I would like to buy 24 laptops, right? So I cannot buy a hard disk and keep it, because a motherboard will not support 20 30 terabyte of hard disk. I need to buy a bigger machine. Clear? I have to buy a bigger machine. I have to install SQL. SQL means not SQL Server. Don't get confused. SQL means not SQL. SQL means any softwares. You need to know what is the difference between RDBMS and SQL, or what is the the difference between these two. Means you need to undergo my SQL training. You buy my videos, you undergo, you can understand what is SQL, what is RDBMS, clearly mentioned. Clear? So you need to buy a bigger hardware and install any software, this software or this software, this software, any software. When you install it, so this machine will become a bigger machine, and you can store this much of a data. People would ask you, what is the size in your data warehousing? You can say 24 terabytes. Okay, 10 terabytes. So that is how you should be able to tell them that. Clear? But what are the BA tools you have? So you can go in for SAP BA, you can go in for SAS BA, you can go in for OBA, you can go in for any BA tools you can use, or MS BA, or nowadays we're getting Power BA. Any BA tools that you can use, and you should be able to process the data. Clear? So when you have so much of a data, definitely I cannot manually do like this. I cannot store the data because so much of a data I'm getting it. I will not be able to store the data in normal Excel sheets. Normal RDBMS cannot store the data. You need to have large amount of data coming from where? Data warehousing machines. Data warehouse can store large amount of data. You understand? Data warehouse means go down. You understand like that. It is a tank. Clear? It is a reservoir. It is a big amount of storage where you can store large amount of data. So I cannot create a Java.NET code because we need to write so much of a code here without writing any code. Without writing any code, we should be able to do this. Without writing any code, we can implement SAP BA, SAS BA, OBA, MS BA, or Power BI tools you can use. Without writing code, we should be able to create a beautiful reports, beautiful this kind of a summary, this kind of a visualizations we can create. So that is what is called a beauty about, the end of the day, company wanted to analyze their data. So that is what is called data analytics. Data analytics means companies wanted to see what was the sales in 2010, what was the sales in 2011, what was the sales in 2013. So understanding the past, 2010 sales, 2011 sales, 2012 sales, 2013 sales, all this data they will verify, they will be analyzing it. Where is the data getting stored? All this data is part of where? Is part of data warehousing, right? So every month you're getting so much of a data, all the data end of the day, all the data end of the day will be fed into the data warehousing. So you can create this kind of a report. But I wanted to know what would be my sales in 2022, what will be my sales in 2023, what will be my sales in 2024. So this is what is called predictions. Clear? So if you wanted to have the predictions, then you have to get this data, right? Data may be available in Excel, data may be available here, data may be available here. And if you have more than terabytes of data, if you have more than terabytes of data, where I can store the data? One question asked by one of the guys, what is it? Data warehouse is part of MSBA or Power BI. Data warehouse is not part of MSBA. It is an independent concept. Clear? So data warehousing is, created in 1980s. Clear? RDBMS concept is released into the market 1970s. Clear? RDBMS and SQL. Data warehousing concept released in 1990s. BI tools came into the market after 2005. Clear? So MSBI is not, data warehousing is storing the historical data somewhere. So this is old concept. MSBI is not going to be, having data warehousing, or Power BI is not going to be having. So you as a MSBI developer, you can go and get the data from here. As a Power BI guy, you can go and get the data from here because we're storing the data. That's it. Clear? So that is what you need to understand. Data warehousing is a storing, large amount of data. For the processing purpose, you can use SAP BA, SAS BA, OBA, MS BA, blah, blah, blah. Clear? That's what. And in the place of SQL Server, I can learn Oracle SQL Plus. Yes, but the problem is that if you are going for Power BI is a Microsoft software. Clear? So many companies will recommend SQL Server. If you learn any other software, so what will happen? So definitely you are not familiar with that. Okay. If you learn Oracle software and SQL Server software will have a lot of differences, tool wise. So you can learn any software, that is fine. But Power BI companies, MSBA companies are mostly, having SQL Server software. You better, learn SQL Server, not with Oracle. Even though you learn Oracle, that is fine. but at least you should know how to use SQL Server and everything, right? So you will have a lot of, syntax differences and everything will be there. Clear? Yeah. Clear? So that's what is very, very important. If you learn Power BI or MS BI, what is OBI? OBI means Oracle BI, SAS BI, SAP BI. If you learn any BI tool, you must learn what? Data warehousing. So we are going to be teaching you data warehousing. It is released in 1980s, and we are going to be learning, data warehousing concept for 1 week. Clear, guys? So that is there, you need to understand. But if I have terabyte of data, I can store in the data warehouse. But nowadays we are having not only terabyte of data, the data is more than that. People are getting petabyte of data, zettabyte of data, yottabyte of data, okay, eulabyte of data. So this is the data I am getting. Facebook, Google are getting millions, billions, trillions of data. This kind of a data is called as a big data. Clear? So can I store in the data warehouse? Data warehouse also getting filled within 1 day, right? I cannot store. For example, I'm getting everyday water. So I'll be getting 5 buckets or 10 buckets of water. I can have a drum or the tank, right? So I can buy a tank, I can put the water into the tank, but every day I am getting 10 tanks of water. So can I buy a tank again? You will not be able to buy a tank, you need to buy bigger than that. So we cannot have data warehousing. Data warehousing can accommodate terabytes of data. That is the limitation. Yes. Anybody has any question? Ram said he has one question. Yes, Ram, tell me. Okay. When you have so much of a data, data warehouse cannot handle, SQL RDBMS cannot handle, Excel cannot handle. So this is when we're going to be having a new software called Hadoop. Hadoop is a new software which can store unlimited data and where we can process lot of data, because we're storing, end of the day we're going to be processing. Processing means I created this kind of a summary. Clear? So this is my data. This is a detailed data or a raw data. Now I wanted to store large amount of data. So how do I store it? So now you need to switch to one more software called Big Data Hadoop. Clear? It can store large amount of data, petabyte of zettabyte, yottabyte, yottabyte of data we can store. So in this we have two features. One feature is called HDFS, is going to store the data, and MapReduce is going to process the data. So this is where nowadays people are storing the data in IT industry. So data may be in Excel, data may be in SQL and RDBMS, data may be in data warehousing, data may be in Hadoop system. So you need to understand this. Now, where Power BI comes, Power BI can create a lot of reports. MS BI has a lot of things. Tomorrow we'll discuss about MS BI versus Power BI. Now, when you have so much of a data, in normal systems cannot handle it. So this is a separate software. I'll give you a simple example. I'll close the class. Tomorrow you need to attend part number 2. Clear? Power BI part number 2. Tomorrow we'll discuss what is MS BI, what is Power BI, difference between all these things. I will give you a simple example. I will stop the class now. If I have to go to supermarket or a market, from my home it is 10 minutes or 5 minutes. So how do I go? I take a bicycle and go, or I can go by a walk, or I can take a bike and go, right? So if you have a small amount of data, so what you're doing, you may be dumping the data into Excel. Because little amount of data, I can go by a bike to my supermarket. I have to go 100 miles, or I have to go 100 kilometers, 200 kilometers, or 500 kilometers. Can I take a bike and go? Can I take a cycle and go? I have to go to 500 miles. I cannot go. So I have to go to 500 kilometers. So can I take a cycle or a bicycle and go? You can go, but you will get a back pain and everything, right? So what we do, we take a car or bus or the train. So when the distance is more, you are not using a bike, you are not using, by walk you cannot go, by bike also you cannot go, because you wanted to go to 500 kilometers, 500 miles. Clear? So how you wanted to go, you have to take a car or a bike or a train and go. Clear? That is fine. But I wanted to go from India to Dubai or India to America. Can I take a train and go? Can I take a car and go? I have to use a flight, right? If the data is more, you cannot have the data in the SQL. You have to have the data in the data warehousing. You have to take a flight and go to America. I have to go to moon or Mars. Can I take a flight and go? I have to go to moon tomorrow. I have to go to Mars tomorrow. Can I take a flight? I have to use a rocket. So the rocket is Hadoop. Clear? So here you need to understand always what is the size of the distance you're going to be covering. Clear? So end of the day, if you have to cover small distance, you need to go by bike. More distance going by in a car or the train or the bus. Even more distance you need to go by the flight. And if the more distance, go in for a rocket. Clear? You cannot say rocket only I will use. I will use always Hadoop. People will laugh at you because rocket is not used everything. So you cannot say I will use every time data warehousing and every time BA tools. You cannot do that. So a car is needed, bike is needed, flight is needed, rocket is needed. Nothing is replacement for anything. You cannot say I have a bike, I don't need anything, or I have a car, I would like to sell my bike, or I have a flight today, I would like to sell. So you can store the data in Excel sheets, you can store the data in RDBMS, you can store the data in this, you can store the data here. Depends upon the size, we are going to be using different softwares to process the data. Clear, guys? So you cannot say I'm going to store the data only in Hadoop because Hadoop is the latest technology. So that is completely wrong. You cannot use Rocket for every and each and requirement, right? So Amazon company is having MSBI, Amazon company is having Power BI, Amazon company is also having a lot of data in Excel, and Amazon also is using Hadoop software. That's what you need to understand, guys. Clear? So tomorrow we'll understand what is MSBI, what is Power BI, difference between MSBI and Power BI with other BI tools, and what are the other opportunities you need to learn. So if you wanted to perform data analytics or data science, you have to get the data. You can get the data from Excel, you can get the data from here, you can get the data from here, you can get the data from here. You need to store the data and process the data, and later we should be able to perform data analytics and data science. Clear? So data science guys, data analytics guys needs data. The data may be coming from Excel sheets, the data may be coming from SQL softwares, data may be coming from data warehousing softwares, data may be coming from Hadoop software. Tomorrow we can connect it to Power BI and create a lot of visualizations. And we can create MSBA and SSRS, create a lot of visualizations, because Hadoop does not have a visualization software. Reporting software is not available in the Hadoop. We have to use MSBA, Power BI, or any BA software to create a lot of visualizations. But Hadoop is going to be storing the data, unlimited data. So that is what we're going to be using. Clear? So tomorrow we're going to be discussing all these things. So SQL Server latest software, when you install, guys, SQL Server, what is the latest software? 2019. Okay, if you install, you will get RDBMS, plus you will also get MSBA. Remember this point. Clear? So you will have SSIS, SSAS, SSRS will get installed if you install SQL Server 2019 software. This software we will give you. Don't worry about it. And tomorrow we'll be discussing about all these things. And Power BI you can download from the net, and how to download and everything I'll be going to show you in 2 days time. But SQL Server software you can get from us. You can talk to my team, get the things, and tomorrow we'll continue with the same thing. And if you have any questions, please call me. Tomorrow we'll have a part number 2. So in that I'll be explaining clearly what is the difference between Power BI and MSBI. Please send me your email IDs and leave. If you have any questions, you can ask me, guys. Thank you so much. Please send me your email IDs, guys. I'll be sending this video after 1 hour. Clear?
Sir,
Please send me your email IDs and leave. Yeah. Thank you, guys. Any questions? Yeah.
Yeah, sir, I have a couple of questions. Like after generating the reports in Power BI desktop, right, we are going to store in the cloud. So are we going to cover the cloud concepts?
We're going to be learning all of them. Don't worry. Yes.
And one more question, sir. We have a couple of licenses in Power BI, like free, pro, premium, and embedded. So which license we are going to?
That is also we're going to
learn?
be discussing. All these things will get covered as part of Power BI course. Yes.
And one more thing, sir. Like, are we going to cover the time intelligence functions in DAX?
Yeah, we're going to be covering some of the functions. Yes, DAX completely we're covering, and time intelligence and a lot of other things also we're going to be covering. Very good.
And one more thing, sir, like we are deploying all the analysis tabular model into the Azure. So majority of clients are choosing Azure. So are we going to discuss this Azure concepts as well? Because how we are connecting to the tabular model and how we are
have
into
one
the
more
Power BI.
software. Yeah. We have one more course for Azure BI. In that course, we are planning to have a Power BI plus Azure is getting merged. Okay. If you wanted to deploy and everything, so that you need to join. We have Azure separate courses getting, we're having. So Power BI and we have Azure put together. We have Azure BI. So you will be learning there, but not in this. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Anything else? Yeah. We are going to launch one more course,
Sir,
Azure
one
BA.
question.
Yeah, Power BA plus Azure. Yeah. Yeah. Tell me one more question. Yeah. Ask.
Yeah, like when is there any like fixed time, like when you are going to start MSBA? Like after 1 month or
MSBA get
anything?
started 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock now. I'm going to complete SSIS. Now current batch SSIS is going on. So after 3 to 4 days time, I'll be starting with SSRS or any other module there. I'll be telling you the schedule for MSB. 8 o'clock we'll be starting, but after 2 to 3 days of time. But not SSIS, SSRS or SSAS will get started in MSBA class. Yeah. Clear?
Okay, then later on you will cover SSIS, right? After that two part.
SSIS and SSAS and SSRS. So you can learn any topic anywhere. MSBA does not have any prerequisite. You should know SQL. If you know SQL, you can start Power BI anytime. You can start MSBA anytime, any tool anytime. Only thing is that you should know SQL. That's it, nothing else. Yeah.
How can we get recorded?
Sir, one more question. Like
videos before?
you said like SSIS, right? So majority of the companies are asking Azure Data Factory as well. So SSIS is on premises and Azure Data Factory is cloud. So apart from this difference, is there any kind of difference from SSIS and Azure Data Factory?
No. So either you can go in for Azure and Data Factory, Databricks, and data, analytics. You can go it from cloud and on premise. That's it, nothing else. Clear?
And
so many people are learning SSIS nowadays, and after some time, if you wanted to learn Azure also very easy. You can put another 20 hours of effort. You should be able to go into Azure. But as of now, you don't go into many technologies. You concentrate on SQL, then slowly jump into one by one. Yeah.
Okay, sir. Last one more question. I'm getting a couple of interview calls. Like they are asking, like, do you have any knowledge on Azure Database? So majority clients, majority interviews are asking Azure Databricks. So what is the difference between Azure Data Factory and Azure Databricks, sir?
So that we are going to be covering as part of Azure demo. I strongly recommend to watch that demo. I will be sending a recorded video. Please, WhatsApp me your number and email ID and saying that the demo on that I will be, sending. Please watch that video. Okay.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, tell me.
So how can we get recorded videos on SSIS?
Recorded videos, you can talk to my team. So these are my team's numbers, right? You can just ping them. You would like to be SSIS videos. So they will be telling the payment process and everything. You will be able to buy from them. Clear? They will give
Shall I
you
call
a link.
them or send them an email?
Pardon?
Email or call?
You can just WhatsApp them. These are the numbers, right? Or you can WhatsApp me also. I will forward the WhatsApp message to them.
Okay.
Clear?
Thank you. I will do that.
Yeah. Guys, please give me your email IDs and leave. So I request in the chat window, please give your email IDs and leave. Tomorrow we're going to be connecting same time and with the same meeting ID. Thank you, guys. Have you all given email IDs?
Yes.
Okay. Any other questions, guys?
Should we have to do this every day?